Hey everybody, happy Monday. Welcome to Rock Around the Ring. I am Kid Cadet, joined always by the fantabulous Miss Danica Jenelle. How you doing, girl?
Lovely. Thank you.
For the second week in a row, you are coming to us from a structure and not a car.
An actual home, yes.
Very exciting, very exciting. All right. Well, without any further ado, we're about to bring out our two very incredible, very talented, and special guests. So first, let's bring up to the stream. He is the champ. It is Chris Rager.
Woo.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing well, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, our next guest, of course. Can we have one without the other? We probably could, but today we didn't want to do that. So we're going to go ahead and bring out our next wonderful, beautiful guest. It is the lovely and talented Josh Martin.
Oh.
What's up?
Oh,
nice.
I'm kind of loving this look.
It's Josh Martin. Oh my God.
What? Is that Josh Martin or Jose Martin?
Jose Martin.
Jose Martin.
Whatever you want to call it. No problem.
Really?
I've answered the worst, right?
It looks like Chris is now part of two conversations. Oh, welcome back.
My daughter just started like vacuuming. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Gotta clean.
Very important, Chris.
It's Monday, Dad.
Well, the fact that she's vacuuming on her own is amazing. So I shouldn't stop it. But
give her credit.
All right. So just to get stuff started, I want to say that both you, Chris and Josh, were a part of a very special day for me. If you guys remember, back in, gosh, when did I get engaged? 2017. You guys were part of FSCW, and you were in the FSCW ring when my husband proposed. And I recently went back and watched the footage, and I think y'all were standing. Oh, is my camera cutting in and out? Hold on.
No,
you're fine.
Good? Okay. I think you guys were standing like directly behind me as my fiance at the time started making his way to the ring, and I saw you guys both back up. Like, what's happening? Are we supposed to be here? Is this a shoot? What's happening? Do you guys remember that day?
I do.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Well, I remember backing away, going, "Well, I don't want to ruin this shit," or it'd be the guy who like says something while he's trying to be nice and sweet and romantic, and be like, "Hey, buddy, watch out, she's mine," or something.
I love that. That's so funny. I mean, like, I think what made it so special for me is the fact that the two of you guys were there, because, like, how many people can say that they got proposed to while Hercule Satan and Majin were standing right behind them? So, kind of once in a lifetime opportunity.
I think only 7 now at this point.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. So no kidding.
Interesting.
You were the
one.
You were the only.
Well,
we did have someone at a convention, a couple that had gotten married earlier by Chris Sabat. They came over to the table, and we gave them congratulations and that sort of thing. But
right, we have seen weddings. We have seen weddings involving Dragon Ball Z. That is for sure.
Yes.
Okay, like they dressed up as characters, or like how did that work?
Yes, at a convention, they were dressed as Bulma and Vegeta, and they got married at a GalaxyCon convention here in Dallas a couple years ago.
Complete with a life-size replica of the Saiyan pod.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The Vegeta flying the big round bubble thing.
That's impressive.
And so also to note that Sabat is ordained. So I wonder, like, does he do a lot of weddings? That's interesting to know.
Yeah. Although I think he's just self-ordained. I think really all Sabat had to do would be like, I'm a minister, and then that happened.
Yeah.
Most likely.
So,
all right. Sounds good. Noted.
Why not?
Well, speaking of being in the wrestling ring, we were actually curious about who were your two favorite wrestlers growing up.
Ooh, Chris.
Well,
who's your
man, then it was, I look back on it and I think I didn't appreciate certain wrestlers as much as I do now. But I mean, it was definitely Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. That rivalry that moment in time was very much part of my adolescence of the Hogan rivalry with Miss Elizabeth and and everything, and so yeah, those moments, but definitely just that era in time too. The George the Animal Steels, of course the Andre the Giant, who was huge and literally, and a few others, but those two probably stood out to me the most.
What about you, Josh?
I got turned on to wrestling when I was visiting my pawpaw one time. I grew up in Louisiana, and my pawpaw, in Monroe, Louisiana, and Ric Flair. Ric Flair was doing a promo, the old classic. Yeah.
I want to pull back just a little bit. When it got to like the big time stuff, but there were these smaller regional market wrestlers. And of course, in Dallas, Fort Worth, we had the Sportatorium right out in Fort Worth, Texas, which held and honored great wrestlers like the Von Erichs.
Sure.
And so the Von Erichs were very much a part of my childhood. I loved the Von Erichs, all of them. Very much hated the Freebirds, those guys, yeah, the Von Erichs too, for me.
What was that moment like for you, Chris, when Hulk Hogan, joined kind of the dark side of the force and became, Hollywood Hulk Hogan?
Hated every moment of it. I very much, that was kind of when wrestling kind of turned for me. Like, I was like, they can just switch parts and sides and shit. What's that, So I don't know. It just wasn't for me anymore. And the fact that it became it was an NWA or NWO. Mm-hmm. He was not a part of the rap group NWA.
Like, are you sure?
Maybe for a little while. Short seconds, right? But the NWO, and so the fact that it wasn't WWF at the time, even at that time, it was still WWF. So. Yeah, that's where I started to kind of move away from wrestling a little bit.
Understandable. And weird side note. So my husband and I recently watched, there's like the documentary about Michael Jordan and his time with the Chicago Bulls. Okay. And then they had Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone fighting with, who was it, DDP and Hulk Hogan. We went back and just watched that match a couple of days ago. I have to say, pretty fantastic.
Yep. Right?
Not so bad.
The mailman, Rodman.
So good.
Yes, they both worked pretty hard and did a pretty good job. The non-workers, that is.
Sure.
The other two guys are pretty good already.
Yeah, you'd think. But okay, so have either of y'all ever done commentary or participated in anything like wrestling related before you guys did FSCW at GalaxyCon?
Josh, a little bit.
A little bit. When I first got back onto the scene after being a stay-at-home dad and my children depending on me, I was at a convention in where was it? Corpus Christi? Is that right, Chris? Where was that? RealmsCon. Anyway, yeah, RealmsCon and a little organization down there called Rogue Wrestling, and I didn't know that they were around at all. I didn't know this ring was over there, and they were using a 6-sided ring.
Oh,
oddly enough, yeah, right. Okay. And I walked over there, and a couple of the guys knew that I was voice actor and knew what I was doing, and they kind of marked out on me or whatever, and I was like, oh, well, cool, that's awesome. They go, you want to get in the ring? I was like, yeah. I'd never been in a wrestling ring before, and being a fan, I understood, you don't just get into a ring, they don't just let you do that necessarily.
Unless you're Karl Malone. Yeah.
Well, there's that. But I'm hardly Karl Malone. But they let me in, and we started taking pictures, and this other guy that was there, me and him just had this quick little impromptu match, like 5 seconds. It's on the internet. And I dropped an elbow on him, and I pinned him 1, 2, 3, and then I went to the corner and I held up the belt and everything, and then I was totally 40-year-old hooked, about to go to a wrestling school. As a matter of fact, I went to a wrestling school in Dallas, and this was before I wound up having total ankle replacement surgery 2 years ago. So that could have been a total disaster. The planets knew that I had no business getting in a ring, and they kept me out of it even when I tried to get into it at 40 years old. I digress.
So did you have a wrestling name, or were you Jose Martin?
No. He called me Josh Martin. Oddly enough, he's Latino, and this other guy's name, my opponent is Hatchet, and he's kind of a Juggalo fan, so he had his face all painted.
Okay, got it.
And we did a quick lockup, and it just felt supernatural. And I just thought to myself, why did I wait so long to get into a ring? It was so fun. I loved it. And then after that, fast forward, they invited me to a couple of their local events, and I did a couple of angles. Chris came down with me one time, and we did a little something. But I feel at home in that environment. So yeah, that's my only experience before we hooked up with y'all, though. And when we did hook up with y'all, my mind just exploded even more. I thought, I get to do this and be around wrestling.
Yeah. And you guys were so fantastic. And I love the fact that you would go like in and out of some of your character voices as well. Because then it was like having multiple commentators. So,
it was fun. I was scared because it's a weird thing. I've never heard live commentary really at a wrestling show. And I've been to a few great promotion, $1 million promotions and smaller promotions. And there's never really any live broadcasting. And so I thought, how's this going to work? And we're characters. We don't know any of the moves. I don't know who's who up there, necessarily. But it was fun. It felt like it went good. I don't know about y'all. So thank y'all in hindsight for letting us do it.
Well, I remember one of the first times we did it, Josh, we knew the characters because one of them was Mr. Satan. And he was fighting, I believe.
Not all of the characters I meant. Right. I'm sorry. Yes, definitely. We did know Satan.
That one I definitely knew, which was really fun for me. And Josh and I actually got to do a little distraction moment with Skeletor to allow
that's right.
to triumphantly beat Skeletor, which is what I really love about the y'all's wrestling is that really being able to pull in these pop culture creatures and actually kind of have those battles, those arguments, that people have about who would defeat who, and actually somewhat playing them out in this wrestling ring, which is really fun.
Love all of it. I was going
to say, out of context, this probably makes no sense to people listening, but I promise you it does make sense where Mr. Satan does fate Skeletor. It makes perfect, total sense. So, yeah.
And if you haven't seen anything, etc., thing, you're like, well, how does that even work? You should go to these events and check them out as soon as the world lets us again.
Yeah. Right.
So was there any commentators that you guys maybe listened to before getting to commentate, or maybe, when you were growing up watching or listening to wrestling that kind of stick out to you?
Definitely.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Jim Ross.
Yeah, Jim Ross.
Yeah.
There you go, right?
I loved all of them. Go on, Chris.
Back in the day, there was Mean Gene.
Yeah.
Right? I can't remember what was his last name? Was it Oberlin?
Oberlin.
Yeah,
Oberlin.
There you go.
And so, I always have these memories of Hogan being listen up there, Mean Gene, stuff like that. And so that name always kind of resonates with me.
What I always loved? I always loved the heel baby face promo team. Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain. That was hilarious. They were a great team. I even thought McMahon getting bent out of shape at Bobby the Brain was a good team when he was just announcing, you know, and I was naive. I had no idea that it was his company, you know, just thought, who's that weird guy on, well, okay, he's the straight guy, whatever.
What were like some of the managers too would kind of get in on the commentary as well. They would
Mouth
sort
of the South, Bobby the Brain
South.
Heenan, like I'm saying, yeah.
Mouth of the South. What was it? What was his full name? Was it Valentine?
Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, that's why Hart, not Valentine. Jimmy Hart, Mouth of the South. He was by far one of my favorites. Absolutely. Just as a wrestling character.
He managed the Hart Foundation with Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Yeah.
Bring it all back around. See, that's what you were thinking.
Right. Didn't one of those guys, one of those guys was killed in the ring too, wasn't he? Jimmy Hart or Bobby?
Owen passed away at a pay-per-view. Yes.
Right. I didn't mean to bring the mood down or anything.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. I also liked, what were some of the World Class Championship? Who announced over here in Dallas, Chris? I know Mark Lawrence was the very monotone ring announcer, and the winner is Kevin. He did that one time. I swear to God, he did. It was Kevin Von Erich, and he just did he just tore it up. And Mark Lawrence. And the winner by submission, Kevin.
I really have no recollection of those announcers from the Sportatorium days. I really don't. I have no recollection of them.
I'll have to go back and listen. Anyway, sorry. Tangent.
Well, I remember because that's where we actually saw the first appearance of the Ultimate Warrior. As the Dingo Warrior was in those Von Erich Sportatorium days. He first appeared there.
Yeah, you know what's so funny about that? I had the hugest argument with a guy because I was a naive country guy. All of a sudden, this Ultimate Warrior showed up in the WWF, and my friend Mike Minton, he was like, well, he was Dingo Warrior in a World Class Championship. I was like, that's not the same person.
It was.
He was like, yeah, it is. I was like, he was the Dingo Warrior. This is the Ultimate Warrior.
He's got the same makeup and everything.
Again, I was a total unsmart mark. Take my money.
That is smart.
That's it.
All right.
Well, our next random wrestling question is, what would your wrestling theme song be? And that can be as you, as Chris and Josh, or as characters.
Man.
Unfortunately, Kerry Von Erich already took Modern Day Warrior. I think that is ultimate.
Tom Sawyer. That was another reason I liked Von Erich, because they played Tom Sawyer.
Yes.
When Kerry came out. That's right.
But I also think if I could, I would also use it for my personal entrance. But as Boo, I would use Baby Metal's "Gimme Chocolate."
Oh
right?
my gosh!
Yeah,
That's
good one.
hard. There you go.
You know it. You know it. Makeup, the whole I would come out in the makeup, like all white makeup and all white gown with just, the black eyes and black makeup, and I'd be like the Great Kabuki. Those are my favorite wrestlers, by the way, like George the Animal Steel, Great Kabuki, the Great Muta, the guys who don't say anything but can make me love them and hate them. Man,
when he gets into that turnbuckle, I loved it. When George the Animal Steel would start tearing apart the turnbuckle, I was like, it's on now, baby. Let's go.
Delicious.
Yes.
What about you, Chris?
How about you, Chris?
Man, in Dragon Ball, Mr. Satan already has kind of theme music. I wouldn't say it's like intro WWE worthy kind of music. But man, I had to think about that, man. Something that's got lots of explosions in it or something. I couldn't even possibly think of something offhand. I'm not good with like song titles or band names. So I'd be like, you know that one that starts off with and then comes in and goes and then go. That would be my description. And
That's my favorite song.
What was that?
That's my favorite song.
Right, it is dope.
Right.
But maybe it would be something by Rush.
Oh yeah.
I
Are
don't
you a
know,
big
like
Rush guy?
the intro to 2112. You know, I'd be like, or Temples of Syrinx. We are the priests of the temples of Syrinx. We will keep the life. Anyway, sorry. Yes, there would be that Temple of Syrinx by Rush.
Between the two of y'all, I feel like we're at a live concert right now.
Right?
Actually, before we go any further, we're going to be welcoming a friend of ours, a very special guest. Let's see if we can bring him out really quick and see if we can get this to work. Maybe, possibly. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Jimmy Firecracker.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's me, Jimmy Firecracker. How's everybody doing?
How are you doing, Jimmy?
I'm doing amazing, and it's so great to be on your show. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, Jimmy. We appreciate
All
it.
right. Josh, Chris, great to see you guys. You look amazing.
It's good to see you too.
You look great. It's been a while.
I know it's been way too long.
You're looking awesome. You staying well?
Oh, absolutely. I'm doing amazing. And I'm so happy to see you guys. I mean, of course, you already know that I have a signed figurine from you, Josh. And, of course, I have a signed figurine from Chris. That's right.
Classic old school right there.
Oh, yeah. I have my whole wall here. It's all Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Here, check this. This is the corner of my room here, right here, right here. Look.
Oh, wow. See, now that's amazing right there. I got to bring my camera crew down so we can get an exclusive interview for your collection.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are live here, ZTV. I'm a guest here on Rock Around the Ring, and I have some questions for you. First question is, if Boo turned you into chocolate, what candy bar would you want to be?
If Boo turned me into chocolate, you know, I like a good Heath bar.
Okay.
A little toffee and chocolate.
That's
Some
a
of
good
my
one.
favorite stuff.
Sounds delicious. What about you?
Twix.
Hey, that's my answer. I love it. Awesome. I would be a Twix too. I think Twix are amazing. Okay, I got another question here from the fans. It's something they really want to know. Okay, now Saiyan names are based on vegetables. Vegeta's vegetable, Radish is Raditz, Goku Kakarot is carrot. What vegetable would you be named after and why?
I even had to back away from that microphone. Gosh, what kind of? I mean, I think we all know Mr. Satan would be the eggplants.
Oh, the old purple pickle. I like it.
I can't wait to explain that to my mom later. All right.
Oh, your mom gets it.
Oh, she gets it all right.
No, she's watching.
Enjoy this, Kath.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, mom.
Wow.
Josh, what about you?
Yeah, Josh, what vegetable?
A vegetable. I would be a pink grapefruit.
Good one.
Oh no, a fruit. A vegetable.
In the name.
Pink grapefruit. Pink grapefruit. Very, very exotic vegetable there. All right.
All right.
Okay. Kid Cadet, take it away.
Okay, Jimmy. So before we're going to play the game, I think Danica and I maybe will ask one or two more questions. I think that we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Rhymin N Stealin. So Josh, we want to talk about all things Beastie Boys with you.
Ready.
So how did this all come about? How did the whole project and tribute band start?
Well, it started a couple of at an improv performance without me, with another improv troupe, a local troupe in Dallas called Ad Libs. Thank you. And they were at a performance, and they got the suggestion of tribute band. And then they got the suggestion of Beastie Boys. And they did it, and it went well in the show, and they thought, ding, let's do that in real life. And well, they had two, and they had a guy that could DJ, but they needed a third rapper. And they knew that I did a character in our comedy show called the Pillsbury Homeboy. In our comedy show, it was the Pillsbury Doughboy became a gangster rapper, and that's how I got discovered doing. That's how I got discovered and cast as Majin Buu. Chris Abbott, yeah. After Rager, me and Chris Rager and Mike McFarlane, aka Master Roshi, and everything else in Funimation, we were all in the comedy troupe together. And Chris and Mike booked their parts first. They invited Sabbath to our show, saw me doing the Pillsbury Homeboy. Pardon me. And I had redone Snoop Dogg's "What's My Name," the whole rap as Pillsbury, and I did it live on stage at least once a week for years. And so back to the Rhymin N Stealin thing. These guys were like, well, I know one white guy who can rap. So they called me, and yeah, my wife was pregnant with twins, and she still told me I could go do it.
What a legend.
Right. She was told, I was like, she asked me who I was talking to on the phone. I told her, and I was like, yeah, well, you know, whatever. She goes, well, you're going to do it, right? And I went, yeah. 11 years later, here we are. Yeah,
That's fantastic.
It's been pretty fun.
I have to say, I have seen Jimmy Firecracker a few times out, you know, rapping some, Intergalactic? Is that your go-to, Jimmy?
Right. I would say that's my favorite one to do when I go to do karaoke. Absolutely.
Well, next time we get together, let's make sure we find a karaoke event and bust it out.
It's going down, baby. Let's do it.
You heard him.
All right, Danica, why don't you go for one more question, then we'll do the game.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to go and find out who is your favorite Disney villain.
Whoa. Disney villain.
I know who Chris's favorite Disney villain is, just by default these days, but originally it wouldn't have been a Disney villain.
Who's that?
Vader.
Oh, yeah, he is now a Disney villain. That's true. I didn't think about that. Oh, it's 100% Vader. Absolutely. I got this to prove it.
Ooh,
Oh, wait, I have one of those too. Wait. Oh, man. I don't know if I can.
You have a couple more than I do.
But I have one of them.
I gotta find out where it is. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Scandalous.
Are you gonna have to do calisthenics to get
There
there?
it is.
Oh, nice. Oh, I love it.
I'm not trying to flash the internet.
I thought you were going to start doing Pilates or something.
Oh, so many good ones. I think I like the king in Robin Hood, the animated version, old school.
We just became best friends, Josh.
I love you.
Oh my God. I 100% agree.
So much good in that movie. So much good.
Heart.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. You know, she got good taste. I knew it. I already knew that though, right?
Go on.
Okay. So
I don't know his name, but yeah, that's the one.
That is King. Hold on. Nope, it's not Richard. It's not James.
George.
No.
Prince. Oh, it's.
Fire.
Oh my God, it's Prince John. Prince John.
Prince John, thank you.
Way to go, Danica.
With
All right.
Pitt.
God, we got it.
Correct.
And Pitt.
All right. So right now we're going to play a game of Would You Rather, but we like to kind of, make it work for our guests. So we decided to call this game, let's see if we can bring up the graphics right about meow, Would Boo Rather. There you go. Beautiful. Well done. All right. So like I said, this is a game of Would Boo Rather. So we're going to have Jimmy Firecracker read the very first one. So Jimmy, take it away.
Okay. Would Boo rather eat like Goku or have a sensu bean?
Well, me personally, I have a thing against senzu beans. Ever since Gohan tried to give one to my daughter, I found that to be intrusive, and so I'm gonna say eat like Goku.
Josh?
Sensu beans.
Okay. Don't try to slip a sensu bean in Chris Rager's drink. Okay.
Hey, guys, seriously, just as a note, keep your beans to yourself. All right.
Yeah, let's put that on a t-shirt. All right, here's the next. Would Boo rather? Hit it. Would Boo rather have your entrance theme be the Space Jam theme or the entrance theme be Regulators?
Do, 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 do.
This
Yeah.
Regulators! Mount up!
It's definitely Warren G and Nate Dogg, no doubt.
You got to keep it old school. Absolutely.
Old school,
I lo-
baby.
I'm loving your answer so far. All right, let's do the next. Would Boo rather? Okay. Would Boo rather? Would you have your character cross over into the Marvel universe or cross over into the Star Wars universe?
Oh, I like the graphic better for Marvel, but
This is
yeah,
funny.
if you put Boo on Chewbacca, then it's Star Wars.
Right? Right? Because you got Han and Chewie, Boo and
Yeah.
Satan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you replace Boo and Satan with Han and Chewie, absolutely Star Wars 100%.
But the Boo head on Hulk is
Boo, yes. Boo and Hulk, it works for me too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that's
bulk.
beautiful.
You should have made him all pink though.
The boo!
Yeah,
You
the
look
bulk.
like me when I'm angry.
Hey, can you do Boo Baka? We'll take it. Okay. And now here's the next. Would Boo rather? Would you rather be able to go Super Saiyan or have a hyperbolic time chamber?
I mean, for me personally, I think Hercule dreams of being able to go Super Saiyan, as he's described. There is a pop now, of course, that glows in the dark with him describing that moment where he is basically lying about going Super Saiyan. So that would be Satan's choice. I don't know what Boo's choice would be.
Well, that's a tough one. I think being a demon is more powerful than being Super Saiyan. Just
Yeah,
period.
you actually are more powerful than a Saiyan already.
Right. So, I mean, being a Super Saiyan won't do me any good. Guess what? I've been in a hyperbolic time chamber for the past 3 years, it seems. So I don't need one of those either. Right? They put me to sleep.
They did.
Next thing you know, and it looks like in the manga, yeah, I'm going to be spending a good amount of time in a hyperbolic chamber again. I'm sorry, I'm not bitter.
It's all right. We won't hold it against Boo. It's all right.
I believe you get to fight Moro at some point.
Oh yeah. Woohoo!
All right.
Can't wait.
All right. What's our next would Boo rather? Okay, would Boo rather live in a space station or live in a facility underwater?
It doesn't have to be the pineapple. Let's just,
It could be a much larger facility underwater.
Yes, it would be hard to fit inside of a pineapple.
I'm trying to think of where Boo would do the least amount of harm to the Earth. And maybe space is a good choice. I feel like Boo would still like start turning fish into chocolate. And that would be,
Boo! No
you
like
left
soggy chocolate. Space it is.
space it is. All right, fair.
I like it. Okay, what do we got next, Cadet and Danica?
This one.
All right. Would Boo rather be a voice in your favorite nostalgic game or have a game built around you?
I think Boo and Satan should get their own game.
Oh, tell us about this game. What would it be called? What would it be about?
Basically, it'd be like The Sims, except you have to live like Boo and Satan in their house. And, you have to make them go to the bathroom. You have to give them showers.
It's called roommates.
Right, roommates.
Boo-mates.
It's Boo-mates.
I love it. I'd play that game all day.
Oh man. Okay.
Send
All right, Kid
donations
Cadet.
for the board game to Venmo.
Yeah, let's start a Kickstarter.
He knows what we're talking about.
Yeah. All right, what do we got next? Oh, I like this one. Would Boo rather keep your house in a capsule or keep your car in a capsule?
House. Boo no
Yeah.
need car.
How does the capsule thing work?
Well, you push a button and poof, out it comes.
Oh, let's go with house.
You can pretty much take it anywhere you want.
Right? Be like, where do
Yeah.
you live? Right here.
Exactly. Hey, girl, I got a room right here. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, what do we got next? Oh, this is a good one. Would Boo rather only be able to listen to 80s music or only be able to listen to 90s music?
Come on, man. That 80s all the way.
Well, yeah, you were talking about, old school, Rush earlier.
Right?
It kind of makes sense.
It
And
does.
Josh, you too, 80s, right? Beastie Boys?
Well,
But they were in the 90s as well.
That's
They
true.
were.
Well, that's a good question.
And
What's
the
better,
2000s.
So was Rush.
80s Beastie or 90s Beastie?
90s Beastie.
Oh.
Period.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
area.
You're taking a big giant shit on License to Ill right there.
I guarantee
One of the
most of
greatest
them would
albums
do
of
the
all
same
time.
thing. That was we want to get into this discussion.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
It's getting heated.
Hey, that was the way to get rap to all the white people. They were a punk band before that. Then they hooked up with Rick Rubin, who was already hooked up with Russell Simmons, and they were doing the Run DMC thing. And they were like, "Oh, yeah, well, let's take all these Run DMC raps that they don't want to do and give them to these white guys." And so the next thing you know, they started doing that, and they realized, ooh, we're really good at this, but this sucks. We already sold out. We jumped on the scene selling out, and they'll tell you that as well. And then it took them going away and playing clubs in Europe, playing their own instruments and playing clubs in Europe to like 200 people. And that's when we got the Check Your Head and the good stuff.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
No, that's cool. You're like a Beastie Boy historian.
A little bit. No, there's a lot I don't know. There's a lot of people that know a lot more, but I am aware of that bit.
Okay, so less historian, more Wikipedia.
Okay.
I love it.
Yes.
Google
right.
that.
What do we got next? Oh, this one's good. Would you rather sound like Gilbert Gottfried or sound like Bobcat Goldthwait?
Gilbert.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's definitely, I think it's easier. Yes. And the next thing, you got to yell a lot and get very manic. Thank you very much.
Gotta push your face. man.
I think that's very nice. Gilbert, I see you maybe you need a drink.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know,
That was
that one was better.
we got a sound bite that and use that in the future.
Gilbert Gottfried is in one of my favorite movies, starring the wonderful from Ford Fairlane. Josh, help me out. Andrew Dice Clay as Ford Fairlane. The Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
Yeah.
Great. Honestly, if you haven't seen that movie, it's really good.
Dude, one of my favorite things to do with my children when they were young was actually to watch Cyber Chase for real. Because he plays the little Gilbert Godfrey is the voice of that, and I got to hear Gilbert Godfrey and Doc Brown. Yes,
Christopher
he
Lloyd?
was the evil villain. Thank you. Yeah, I watched that only for that. The show was horrible. The animation was oh my goodness. Sorry, Cyber Chase.
It was Christopher Lloyd was in that too?
Yes, Christopher Lloyd was the main villain, and Gilbert Godfrey was like he was their helper parrot. Well, I don't know if you should go this way. Every morning I loved it.
Come over this way.
But it was less manic like that. It was just he was very pissed off, and he had to read every line like this. But yeah,
Jimmy, you don't happen to have your DeLorean hanging out there, do you?
Oh, I do. I have it. It's right here in the sky. I'll show you right now.
Yeah. Firecracker, if you didn't know, has a DeLorean.
There.
oh yes, nice work. We're going back.
Oh, what gigawatts?
Marty! Oh, that damn kid. Yes.
All right, I think we have maybe one or two more of these. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is the last one.
Here we go.
Oh,
if you were in a wrestling match, would you rather team up with Hulk Hogan or with Macho Man Randy Savage?
Oh my God, I don't know. Man, I gotta go Hogan all the way. I gotta go Hogan. I do. You're going Boo. You're going Macho.
Been to a Slim Jim. Oh yeah, we're going on the Macho team. Oh yeah, Elizabeth, let's go.
Listen up here, Mean Gene. I'm going to see Macho Man out there at the Anomaly in Atlanta, brother. I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to come in there, and I'm going to take him down. I'm going to take him down real hard. Because what are you going to do? What are you going to do, brother, when Hulkamania runs wild on you? Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. Hulk Hogan's got something to tell me, does he? Oh, yeah. Well, I got something to tell you. Oh, yeah. Elizabeth, tell him.
Oh my God! Thank you.
Oh man! Yep.
That was like so beautiful.
That was my favorite one yet.
Holy hell!
It's fun.
That was beautiful.
Oh,
and Wes in the comments. Yes, we can see what you're writing in the comments. Yes. Okay. So, okay. Let's see. We're getting close to time, so we're about to wrap it up. But before we started, I just kind of wanted to circle back to something that you said before we started, Chris. You had mentioned something about a Florida senator, was it, talking about Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, recently a Florida congressman out of District 18, K.W. Miller, tweeted out that there is a flood. This is what he said too. I think something about the internet matrix. There's flood of animated porn coming out of Japan, flooding the internet matrix, is what he said. And that Dragon Ball Z being the leader in this series. A lot of people were tweeting like, should we tell him? I was like, no, don't tell him. I'm enjoying watching him be stupid.
Oh my gosh. Oh, the ignorance. That's beautiful.
Totally.
Yeah, this is the same guy, though. This same guy also claimed that Beyonce was not black, that she was actually an Italian woman named something Lazari or something like that. So
I think Beyonce begs to differ.
I want you to be fooled. Beyonce was not black. She's Italian. Same guy. Dragon Ball is born. Beyonce's Italian.
Got it.
Wow.
We're learning so much here.
Strong facepalm vibes.
Right?
Well, Danica, do you want to ask me one final question and then we'll wrap it up?
My man
Oh
goes.
God, do I? Oh, you know what? Sure. Let's just say if the two of you Josh and Chris were to start a band together, what would your band name be?
The Bonsai Tree Houses.
Not bad.
That sounds very cute. And
Why?
I've just been holding onto that band name for a really long time.
You heard it here first.
Right?
And what kind of music would it be?
It'd be grunge techno Hindu pop.
strong.
Grunge techno Hindu pop.
That's new.
Yeah.
Never been done.
Well, that's right. It's new.
Lovely. Well, I look forward to your debut.
Some of the newest shit you've ever heard. You know, some people are like, "Have you seen the new episode?" No, this is new. This is new. No, sorry.
Well, I look forward to seeing the both of y'all kicking Taylor Swift off that #1 spot. She's holding on with Cardigan. So yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah, I can write music. I write songs.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's one. I don't have a song.
Go check out my Facebook page. I got a Dance Party in My Closet song.
Oh my God. Yes, Josh has plenty of like quarantine songs that are amazing.
I did too.
Oh, I'm excited.
Dance Party in My Closet. Yes, ma'am.
Are we
That's
all
right.
invited?
That's well, in the beginning, you had to do it by yourself because
Right.
at the beginning of quarantine, we couldn't go anywhere, and I was
True.
needing a dance party, and the only thing that could happen is having a dance party in my closet, especially after I'd done everything else around the house. I cleaned, I fixed things. It's all in the video.
Well,
Fix
definitely check it
things.
out. Well, okay, so a final question that my husband just reminded me of, because we had you guys on with Mike Broder, who is the owner of GalaxyCon, a couple months ago, and back then it was all about toilet paper and Tiger King. So,
Yeah.
so how have you guys been filling your time since Tiger King has kind of faded into oblivion?
Well, there's a new show now about the Tiger King on some other show. I can't remember. I think Animal Planet has its own Tiger King show now. Basically, like over, taking where those animals went or something. But anyway,
Oh my.
I've been keeping busy. I've been doing online classes. I teach online workshops about video games, working in video games and anime. I have another one that I'm going to be announcing this week, actually. So be looking for that announcement, guys. We've had 3 of them so far. They've been very successful. Really, giving people an opportunity to simulate what's going on in the booth, but from the comfort of your own home. And it's been really quite successful. So be looking for that. And, I got a kid. Josh has 3 kids. I'm sure those keep him very busy. So that's what I've been doing. Right.
Yes.
Right. So I have 1 kid.
Right.
3.
No kids.
Yeah,
This is a warning for you. Yeah. Take it from me, guys. Wow. Yeah, I've been, doing the dad thing. My wife, she's continued to work. She's done a lot of telecommuting in the beginning, and but she works on top secret stuff, so she has to go in to work. So it's kind of back to the days of being a stay-at-home dad. But luckily we have the technology that keeps us in touch with people and doing little conventions and things like that.
I saw that pop up. Surviving Tiger King. That's what it's called. It's kind of about what happens to the animals afterwards. Kind of thing.
And don't count Tiger King out, because breaking news, it's getting a season 2.
Really?
No way.
Yes, it is. I know some people on the inside. They're doing a season 2.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
From
You heard it.
Great. Fantastic. Well,
All right.
on another note,
Danica figured out how to get tigers in prison.
Hey, they get a lot of things in prison. There's a way to get stuff in there.
That's right. Some contraband and a tiger.
that is
baby.
a whole other stream.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's on the X-rated version of Dragon Ball, actually.
That in and of itself is some movie you don't want to watch.
This is what that senator was talking about.
That's right.
Exactly.
Full
That's
circle.
right. That's right.
You got me.
So, but before we wrap this up, I don't know if it's been necessarily announced yet, but I think that we can mention, Chris and Josh, that you guys will be doing these virtual Q&A and one-on-one and autographs coming up sometime soon. I'm not sure if we necessarily have a date yet, but that's definitely
think we
something
do.
that. Do we?
September 12th, Josh?
Yes, I'm not. I've heard something about September.
Okay.
I don't know what I can say.
Point. Be looking for more updates.
Exactly.
Chris spoiled it.
Oh,
You
September-
spoiled it here first.
I did. It's after Labor Day.
Hey, you got the sneak peek here, guys. Everyone, now you know we're gonna be there. There might be some other people there with us. I hope you guys are there. Danica, Kid,
Like to
Jimmy, are y'all gonna be there?
Oh, I can be there. You just say my name and I'll show up.
Are you like
we-
Beetlejuice? You say your name.
Yeah.
3 times.
What are you
Oh,
like, Bloody Mary or something?
Yeah, you say my name 3 times and I'll haunt your dreams with this voice while you try to sleep.
Oh boy.
That
On
would do
second
it.
thought,
That would do it.
somebody cut his feed, please. Oh wait, that's the wrong hand. Oh wait, this is this mirror image. I can't do it
I know,
right.
it's very bizarre.
Uh-oh, hold on. I'm getting the wrap it up signal, so I'll let you guys see me next time on the next exciting episode of Rock Around the Ring. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jimmy.
All right, Jimmy Firecracker.
Hey, Jimmy. That's
Delightful.
Our
awesome.
good friend Elgin
That's
Davis.
fun.
We appreciate that he joined us. But any
Yeah.
final thoughts before we do wrap this up, guys?
Man, thank you all for thinking of us, and it's good to see y'all and have like real time interaction instead of just post or watching you talk to other people. I wish that we could jump in the ring or on the microphone next to you sooner. But
Honestly,
let's
I wish
do
we
it
could all
nice and
head to
safely.
a bar right now and have some drinks.
Yeah, well, okay.
Right?
All of it. But
Danica
soon enough, we'll stay well and safe in the meantime so that we can get together and do all that fun stuff, right?
That's right.
Well,
How
thank
about
you
you,
guys
Chris?
so much again. Yes.
How
Yeah.
about
Oh,
we're
yeah. Thank you, gals. Thank you very much. It's been fun. It's been an honor, and we'll please ask us again.
We would be
Happily.
honored if you guys would come back. We have lots we can ask, but we didn't want to, take up too much of your time. But we also want to mention that next week we have Steve Gonzalez, who it's funny because Chris, the last time that you were on, you had mentioned that you don't necessarily believe in the paranormal and ghosts and things. But yeah, next week we have a certified ghost hunter. So, if
Right
there's
on.
anything you want to ask a ghost hunter, next week is your chance.
Yeah,
So.
I don't. He doesn't want me asking questions.
Fair. Okay. All right, guys.
He's-
Well, once again,
He's honest to a fault sometimes.
Right. That show will go in a different direction. I'll stay away.
very fair. All right. Well, thank you guys so much again. We really appreciate it. We'll see you guys next Monday. Thanks so much again to Chris Raker and Josh Martin, and you too, Danica. And we'll see you
Thank you,
guys next
Danica.
week. Be safe, everybody. Please wear your masks and be safe. And we'll see you guys real soon. Goodbye. There you go.
Thank you, ladies.